Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video I'm going to be talking about my experience as a study abroad student in Ghana. So I left this past January and I was meant to be there until May, but as you may know, if you saw my last video, my trip was cut short because of the coronavirus. So I returned about a week ago home to Chicago. But I wanted to talk about the reason why I chose to go to Ghana in the first place. It actually wasn't my first time going. The first time that I went to Ghana was in 2014, and I went with an organization group, and I was working in the Volta region in Hohwe, and I was working at a school. It was like a school and an orphanage. It was called Happy Kids. So I was there for about a month, and the following summer I returned because I had grown such strong connections with the people that I was with and with the kids that I was working with, so I knew I had to return. So I went back the next summer in 2015. So after my experience in Ghana in 2015, I actually wasn't able to return the next summer because I was, really busy with schoolwork, and I also was playing volleyball at the time. I was on a club volleyball team, and I was in a dance company as well. So sadly I wasn't able to return, but since the first time that I went to Ghana in 2014, I fell in love. I fell in love with Ghana, and I fell in love with the people there and with the weather and just the positivity that you just feel as soon as you step off the plane. So when I was in high school and I was applying to colleges, the reason that I actually applied to go to NYU, which is the school that I go to now, is because they have a campus in Accra. And so another reason that I applied to go to that school is because they had the specific major that I wanted. I'm majoring in applied psychology and global public health. And the reason that I even chose that major in the first place, and the reason that I got interested in children's mental health following trauma and the idea of resilience, was because of my trips to Ghana and the kids that I had met. It really just sparked something in me, and I just knew that I wanted to do something in the public health and psychology field. So I applied to go to NYU, and thankfully I got in. I'm now a junior at NYU. And I actually waited until my junior year to be able to do my study abroad experience, which is actually a requirement for my major. You have to have one semester. So I waited 3 years, and altogether I waited 5 years until I could return to Ghana. And, I don't know, I love it so much, and the people that I met were amazing, and it's such positive energy there. And I've always been into dancing, and I've always been into West African and Caribbean dance, and the music, the Afrobeats music is everywhere there, and I listen to that music every day, and I always have to ask people, like, do you know Afrobeats? But when you're in Ghana, everybody knows Afrobeats. So that was definitely a big reason why I love Ghana so much. So yeah, basically that was why I chose to go to the school that I go to, and I waited 5 years to be able to return. So that's why, I was really upset that I had to cut the trip short. So the first week that we were there, obviously you spend that time adjusting into the culture. There could be a big culture shock. If you don't know what culture shock is, I'm going to put a definition here, but it's basically, when you go from one culture to another, a lot of things change, and really small, from social cues to foods to the roads, and everything is different. So it takes a little bit of time to adjust. Since I had been there before, I didn't, I felt pretty comfortable at first. I didn't really need as much time to adjust to the culture shock and everything. But as you know, I was going there for school, and so school was definitely different. It's different than taking classes in New York. Sorry, I keep saying I need to chill out. I need to stop saying So I think the culture plays a lot into the school and into the professors' work ethic and the way that everything kind of moves along. The classes were very different. They were structured in a way that, you know, the professors were more interested and more concerned about yourself and about your well-being. And since I know a big reason that it was like this is because there were smaller classes, but you know, I know that for some people they'd rather have small classes and have more one-on-one attention from their professors, and other people just prefer big lecture classes and to teach themselves. I definitely prefer the smaller classes, so I thought that was really nice. The classes I was taking were African popular music. I was taking epidemiology for public health. I was taking a internship class, which I'll speak about in a little bit, but it was linked to the internship that I had in Accra. And lastly, I was taking tree class, which is the language. You know, the classes were great. The schedule was nice because although the classes were like 3 hours long each, we only had them once a week. So that gave you a lot of time to be able to explore Accra and to be able to really immerse yourself into the culture. I think it's really important when you study abroad that you're able to explore and travel within your study abroad site. So our school took us on a trip to Cape Coast. We went to Elmina. We went to the Elmina slave dungeons. It was really, really hot. And I actually got, where is it? Oh, I got this fan, but it's over there, so I'm not going to grab it. But, you know, it was really hot over there. But I think it was really meaningful to be able to see the slave dungeons and see and hear from the tour guide like all the history that comes with it. And we were also able to walk around the markets and check out the different Rastas artwork, and I thought that was really, really dope. So we were meant to have more weekend trips, but since the trip got canceled earlier, that was really the only one that we went to. But, you know, I think for me, I was really invested in meeting people in Ghana and in making connections with people in Ghana, because I know that I'm going to be back and I know that I want to spend a lot more time in Ghana. So I definitely branched out and I met a lot of dope people. So, and if any of you guys are watching this video, like, shout out to y'all, because I really appreciate, you know, everything that you did for me while I was there. So, you know, I was able to go out to the nightlife. I went to the clubs. They're crazy. I definitely recommend going out in Ghana, but don't go out every night, because it can be easy to want to go out all the time. You know, it's always a good time. There's good music. And honestly, Ghana never sleeps. Like, people say New York never sleeps, but New York definitely sleeps. Ghana never sleeps. People are up early, and, you know, like the clubs, they're closing at 8 a.m. And then people are up for work at 6, walking around. It's crazy. But you definitely have to save your energy, because it can be really tiring and it can definitely wear you out. But definitely go to Bloom Bar, go to Carbon, go to Republic, go to Ace, go to Twist, go to all the clubs, check them out, because they're really a good time and you'll meet some really cool people. Definitely, I think I definitely had a different experience than some of the other students who were on the trip, just because I really, you know, put myself into the culture, and I met so many people, and I went to some art galleries and I went to some different events that I think really made me feel like at home. You know, like, probably within the first 2 weeks, I really felt at home, and I felt so comfortable being there, and I felt comfortable going out by myself and, you know, like walking around and just doing things on my own. And I think it's easy to do that in Ghana. It's easy to feel like you're at home fast, because the people, they're so nice, and, you know, it's just such a warm feeling. It's such a warm, positive energy over there that I love. If anybody has any questions or any topics specifically about Ghana that you want me to cover, I would be down. So leave those in the comments below, because I don't know, I just think it was a dope experience, and if anybody could get the chance to study abroad in Ghana, I would recommend it. It's really going to be the time of your life, I promise you that. So if there are any other videos too that you want to see, I'm planning on doing like a Ghana haul of the things that I was able to buy during my time there. And I also want to do like a video on some tips for study abroad, and like packing for study abroad and whatnot. So let me know if those are some videos you'd be interested in seeing, and if not, then I'm just gonna sign out now. But please comment, please rate, and please subscribe, share it to your friends. I don't know, I really just want to make content that you guys want to see, and I really just want to be able to be myself. So, oh, and also look at this dope look at this mask that my roommate, okay, I'm not gonna put it on because I put makeup on, but my roommate got a bunch of these made for us before we went back, and I think they're so dope. I love this. Like, you the flyest. Like, you really look at the flyest with one of these. I'm saying, like, everybody out here with their basic mask, no, get a handmade mask. Like, bro, I'm gonna end the video here. I hope you guys are all staying safe, staying healthy, and staying at home. I really push you guys to stay at home and quarantine yourselves, not only for yourself but for other people, and to help save other people's lives. Yeah, so I hope you guys have a nice night, day, morning, whatever it is, and I'll talk to y'all in the next video.